So, listen, ma. So, today we are going to discuss with the residential status in the case of firm, company, association of persons, and any other person. Okay. So, in this case, we have to see that whether a firm or a company or association of person or every other person is a resident or non-resident. So, okay, this is the last topic in the residential status. Now, you see the first one, residential status of the firm. Okay, under section 6 and subsection 2. So here one point you have to remember, Seema. The firm, nothing but a firm, if suppose its control and management are partly or wholly situated within India during the relevant previous year, then it is called as a resident. If control and management are situated outside India, out of India, then only the firm will be treated as non-resident. Okay, నథింగ్ బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే అమ్మా ఒకవేళ ఫామ్ యొక్క కంట్రోల్ కానీ మేనేజ్మెంట్ పార్ట్లీ కానీ హోల్లీ కానీ ఇండియాలోనే ఉంటే దాన్ని ఏమంటాం మనం ఆ ఫామ్ని రెసిడెంట్ అని అంటాం. ఒకవేళ కంట్రోల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఇండియా అయితే ఆ ఫామ్ని ఏమంటాం మనం నాన్ రెసిడెంట్ అంటాం. ఓకే, వన్స్ యూ సీ ద నోట్ ఓవర్ హియర్, వెన్ ద పార్ట్నర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎ ఫామ్ ఆర్ రెసిడెంట్స్ in India, then the firm is also considered as resident. Okay, if partners of the firm are resident in India, okay, partners ఒకవేళ రెసిడెంట్ అయి ఉంటే, సో ప్రీవియస్ రెసిడెంట్ అయి ఉంటే ఆ ఫర్మ్ని కూడా మనం ఏమంటాం రెసిడెంట్ అని అంటాం. ఓకే, సో సీ ది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హియర్. Mr. Bharat Prakash is a resident of India and Mr. Chanchal Rama, citizen of India, working in England for the last 15 years, are partners in a cloth business in Hyderabad. As per the partnership deed, partners have to meet once in a month in Hong Kong to review the business position, determine the residential status of the firm. So, Bharat Prakash, actually he is a citizen of India. అతను ఇండియాలో ఉంటున్నాడు. మిస్టర్ చంచల్ రామ్, హీ ఈజ్ ఆఫ్ సిటిజన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా బట్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లాండ్ ఫర్ ద లాస్ట్ 15 years. So from last 15 years he is in England only. Both are partners. They are doing a business of cloth business in Hyderabad. Actually the business is in Hyderabad. As per the partnership deed, what they have written, they have to meet once in a month in Hong Kong. So where they are meeting? They are meeting in Hong Kong to review the business position. Regarding which point? Regarding business. So determine the residential status of the firm. So if we can easily have say, we can easily say that the business control is done where? In Hong Kong. So to determine the residential status of the firm, the place of control is considered. So where they are discussing regarding the business matters in Hong Kong, so it is out of India, then easily we can say that the firm is non-resident. Okay, in this case the business meetings are held out of India. It means the control and management is out, not in India, hence the firm will be considered as non-resident. Clear, amma? Next, coming to the residential status of the company, section 6 subsection 3. A company which is incorporated under the Companies Act 2013 is known as Indian company. From the residential status point of view, a company may be a resident or non-resident. A company shall be said to be resident in India in any previous year if it is an Indian company incorporated in India, or its place of effective management in that year in India. Okay, for this purpose the clause place of effective management means a place where key management and commercial decisions that are necessary for the conduct of business of an entity as a whole or in a substance mode. So when the company is called a resident, if suppose a company has incorporated in India, company should be in India, nothing but incorporated in India, its place and management in the previous year, it should be in India. Okay, it should be in India, then it is called as a resident. See, a company which is not in India and whose control and management is situated wholly or partly outside India, then it is called as non-resident. Okay, same like firm. A company which is not an Indian company, a company which is not an Indian company. Okay, it is not an Indian company, total its control and management is situated wholly or partly outside India, then it is considered as non-resident company. Okay, nothing but a company situated in India but what happened there? It is not an Indian company, it is not corporated by Indian government. Then automatically what we can say, it is a foreign company we can say. And even its control and management wholly or partially outside India, then it is considered as non-resident company. Control and management means the place where the meeting of board of directors is held, and not the place where paid employees, professional managers will carry on their jobs. So company means what ma? Where the business control is going on, control and management is going on, that is called here that is called a place where the company is situated, where the employees are working. That is not called as a place over here. Where the meetings are going on, that is where the meetings are going on, that we have to consider the place of the company. Okay, a foreign company shall be treated as resident in India if the business of the company is wholly controlled and managed in India. That is, a foreign company shall be treated as non-resident if it is control and management is wholly or partly controlled and managed from outside India. So regarding the foreign company, nothing but if a foreign company, when it can be treated as resident, means its business wholly should be controlled in India, controlled and managed in India only, then it is called as resident. If a foreign company shall be treated as non-resident when it is be treated as non-resident if its control and management wholly or partly managed from outside India, then it is called as a non-resident. So ఇక్కడ కంపెనీ గురించి ఒకసారి జాగ్రత్త వినండమ్మా. So when the company can be called as a resident here, it should be Indian company. That is the first point. And place, okay, management place where the management is going on, both we have to see here. So if it is an Indian company incorporated and its management is done in India only, then it is a resident. Okay, and one more point, a company which is not an Indian company, which is not an Indian company, and its control and management everything is outside India, then it is called as a non-resident company. It is called as a non-resident company. If suppose a foreign company is there, it is when it can be treated as Indian, when it can be treated as a resident means the business should be situated in India and its control, nothing but companies wholly or company wholly should not partly, wholly should be controlled and managed in India only. ఓకే, మొత్తానికి దాని కంట్రోల్ కానీ మేనేజ్మెంట్ మొత్తం ఇండియాలో ఉండాలి. అలాంటప్పుడు దాన్ని రెసిడెంట్ అంటాం, ఫారెన్ కంపెనీని కూడా. ఒకవేళ ఫారెన్ కంపెనీ నాన్ రెసిడెంట్ అని ఎప్పుడు అంటాం, దాని కంట్రోల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఇండియా అయితే దాన్ని ఏమంటాం మనం, ఫారెన్ కంపెనీ అని అంటాం. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వన్, రెసిడెన్షియల్ స్టేటస్ ఆఫ్ అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ పర్సన్స్, ఏఓపి, సెక్షన్ 6 and subsection 4. The example of an association of persons can be cooperative society, clubs, మన కోఆపరేటివ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదమ్మా, and charitable institutions. Okay, these comes under association of persons. This comes under association of persons, cooperative clubs, charitable institutions, etc. Now you see, like from the residential status of association of persons may be resident and non-resident. Here also we will be having a two, resident and non-resident. See here, to determine the residential status of the SSC, the place of control and management are considered. Same place and management should be considered. If the place of control is partly or fully within India, then it is considered as resident. Okay, if suppose place of control and management partly or fully within India, then it is called as it is called as resident. In other words, if the place of control and management is out of India, then the association of persons will be considered as a non-resident. Okay, clear amma? చారిటబుల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ కానీ కోఆపరేటివ్ సొసైటీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా, వాటిని అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ పర్సన్స్ అని అంటాం. దీనికి కూడా రెసిడెంట్, నాన్ రెసిడెంట్ రెండు ఉంటాయి. ఎట్లా అంటాం మనం, దాని ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రోల్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. ఒకవేళ ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రోల్ పార్ట్లీ కానీ ఫుల్లీ కానీ విత్ ఇన్ ఇండియాలో ఉంటే రెసిడెంట్ అంటాం. అదే ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రోల్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఉంటే దాన్ని ఏమంటాం మనం, నాన్ రెసిడెంట్ అని అంటాం. నెక్స్ట్, రెసిడెన్షియల్ స్టేటస్ ఆఫ్ ఎవ్రీ అదర్ పర్సన్. Residential status of every other person. See, every other person includes local authorities and an artificial judicial persons, etc. The residential status of these persons is determined by applying the test of situation of place of control and management. So other persons means local authorities and artificial judicial persons, they are called as other persons. So for those also we have to see the residential status. How we have to see their place of control and management. If the control and management is wholly or partly situated in India, then it will be treated as resident. If the place of control is wholly out of India, then it is treated as non-resident. Clear amma? ఓకేనా? ఇక్కడ కూడా సేమ్ పాయింట్, ఓకే. కంట్రోల్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ హోలీ ఆర్ పార్ట్లీ ఇండియాలో అయితేనేమో ఏమంటాం మనం రెసిడెంట్ అంటాం. అదే అవుట్ సైడ్ ఇండియా, హోలీ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అయితే ఏమంటాం మనం నాన్ రెసిడెంట్ అంటాం. సో బై దిస్ వీ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీటెడ్ ది రెసిడెన్షియల్ స్టేటస్. ఓకే.